Hello, welcome back to another video. So as you can see from the title, this is weekly reading vlog number 1. I've decided that the best way for me to enjoy making videos, mood read my TBR and enjoy what I'm reading is probably to do weekly reading vlogs. So rather than doing challenges, I am just going to be doing weekly reading vlogs from now on. I am going to do my wrap-ups each month, obviously, but yeah, I figured for the challenges and things, I liked doing them, but sometimes I didn't want to read the books that were chosen, or I didn't have time to read, and then if I had to read it by a certain date, I just got annoyed. So I think this is going to be the best way to do that for me, so I can get my TBR down, I can mood read it, and hopefully I can enjoy what I'm reading, so then I can explain the books and have better in-depth reviews for you guys who are watching. So we're going to start off today. Today's Monday. I've not long finished work, so it's about 5:45, so I don't know how much reading's going to get done today. What I do want to finish though is Anne of Green Gables, so I am now on page of this 332, so chapter 29. I am really enjoying this so far. I think it's such a sweet little book. I think Anne's character is great. She's so likeable, so lovable, very chatty. I just absolutely love her. The story, obviously there's not really a plot to it or anything like that. I don't know if you can see the cover because of the lighting. It's the nice Wordsworth edition, but there's not really a plot to the story because I think it is just following Anne's life. She's a little orphan girl. She lives with Marilla and Michael, I think he's called. I'll just double check. Where does it say his name? Matthew. Marilla and Matthew. You can see why I got mixed up because it's 2 M's. But she lives with those, but basically there was a mix up at first, and Marilla actually wanted a young orphan boy so he could help Matthew out. But instead, when Matthew went to collect him, there was Anne. So they brought her home, and it took a little while for Marilla to warm to her, but she did in the end. So that was really nice, and she started to make friends and things. One thing I do like about this book is it's very picturesque. So everything that they speak about in the book, everything that they describe, the house that Anne lives in, the area that she lives in, is all very picturesque, and I absolutely love that. Another thing that I love about this book is basically, because Anne is obviously a redhead and I clearly am a redhead, I feel like if I'd have read this as a younger version of myself, I would have resonated so much more to it. But basically Anne in the book doesn't like her hair colour. She gets picked on for it and she wants to change it. She just doesn't like having red hair. She thinks it's, you know, it makes her stand out too much and she doesn't like it. And that's basically what I had growing up. I got bullied a lot for my hair colour and I absolutely hated it. Growing up, I wanted nothing more than to dye my hair, and my mum wouldn't let me. Now I'm happy that she wouldn't let me, but when I was younger I absolutely hated that she wouldn't let me dye my hair. So I feel like my younger self could resonate with her on this level, and it's actually quite nice reading it thinking I was like that, but now I'm obviously not. But yeah, it's been a really nice story to read so far. I've got about 100 pages left, so I'm hoping to finish it tonight. It's getting to the point of the book where you can literally just speed read through it because you're so invested in it. And I think the fact that even though I know probably nothing major is coming, I'm still really excited to see how it ends. Like, I don't know how it's going to end. I'm going to just assume that she's going to stay living with Marilla and Matthew, but I honestly don't know. So that is a book that I'm probably going to finish tonight. And then what I did want to start, the only thing that I'm doing this month, each month, is a small TBR, shall we say. So each month I've got 4 little prompts for myself where I read a classic, which is Anne of Green Gables this month, where I read a non-fiction, which is going to be What Lies Buried by Kerry Danes, which I'll speak about in a minute, a new to me author, which I've chosen Flawless, and then by Elsie Silver, and a new genre that I don't typically read. So I've got a book called Heather Burning, which is a sci-fi. So they're the only ones sort of that I'm gonna put on a TBR each month, and each month obviously they'll change based on my TBR. I don't know what I'm going to do for next month. I know February's classic book will be The Secret Garden because it's the only other classic I've got on my shelf, but I don't know the rest beyond that. So yeah, after I finish Anne of Green Gables, I'm hoping to start What Lies Buried by Kerry Danes. I've had this one for a very long time, and this one really intrigues me so much. It's a forensic psychologist, true stories of madness, the bad and the misunderstood. So I think it's set in like a prison, so it's true stories about the prisoners and things like that and what happens in those types of places. But I'm just very, yeah, I love true crime anyway, but I'm very interested in like these types of books, if that makes sense. So I'm very, very excited to get started on that. It's been on my TBR for like, I want to say at least 3 years. I don't think it's a very long book either, actually. I thought it was going to be quite long. I mean, non-fiction usually does take me a little bit longer to get into, but this is 345 pages, so yeah, that should be fun. But that's basically what I'm reading at the moment. Yeah, and then each week that we do a weekly reading vlog, you'll just see what I'm reading, what I'm getting up to bookish wise, and just those fun things, so then I can fall back in love with reading like I used to. I don't have any commitments to read a certain amount of books per video, and you guys also get to see what I do read. Like maybe on a busy week I'll read less, but maybe on a less busy week I'll read more. If I'm into a book I'll read it quicker, that type of thing. And you'll get to see, like, well, with me mood reading, I'm not probably going to enjoy every single book that I pick up mood reading wise, but yeah, I'm just excited. So yeah, let's just get into it. I don't know if I'm gonna update again tonight, but I might just update tomorrow whatever I read tonight. But yeah, that is my plan, to finish Anne of Green Gables. Happy Tuesday. Sorry for the very weird camera angle that I've got you on, but I'm not going to move it because my camera will fall. I thought I would just give an update. So I did finish Anne of Green Gables today. I've rated it 5 stars. I absolutely loved this book. I'm going to start watching the series as well, because yeah, I just want to see how it compares to the book. I loved Anne's character all the way through. There's not much to say from what I said yesterday, because like I said, nothing major happens, but things that you don't expect to happen. So obviously towards the end of the book it does jump in time with Anne's age quite a little bit. So she starts off at 11 and then by the end of the book she's like 17, but you miss a few chapters like for things that you don't really need to know she's getting on with in life. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's my first proper classic that I've read. No, I've read Little Women, but I didn't really enjoy that one. So it's my first classic I've read that I loved. But yeah, I feel like this is going to be a strong contender. Saying that loosely, considering it's the start of the year, but this could be a strong contender for one of my favourite books of the year. I feel like it's one that I'm really going to think about for a long time. So I'm glad I finally bit the bullet and read it, because I think it's been on my TBR for about 3 or 4 years, and it's just, yeah, it's just one of those books that I never would have got around to had I not had to like force myself a little bit to read it. I will say, I don't know if I mentioned about Matthew and Marilla. I don't know if I mentioned their relationship status at all. They are in fact brother and sister. I thought they were married. I obviously missed the part in the start of the book where it said they were brother and sister, unless it didn't say, but I only found out they were brother and sister because, well, 1, it tells you at the end of the book anyway, and 2, when I looked up Anne with an E, which is the show, it said on there. So yeah, and then I just thought I'd quickly show you what I bought from work today. So usually when books come into work, I do have a habit of, if I like the look of it, I am probably going to put it on reserve for myself, and I really liked the look of this one. I don't know if you can see it properly. It's called the Elsewhere Express. It's a nice sprayed edge one. I've not looked at the dust cover underneath. Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. That's very nice. And then inside it's got that. I think it's by the same author who did Watermoon, possibly, but it honestly, it like stood out to me mainly because yeah, it was the author who did Watermoon, mainly because like the Elsewhere Express, it just made me think of the Polar Express. I'm not gonna lie, but I'll read you what it says about it. It says, "Welcome aboard. Rhea is a lost soul going through the motions of life without a dream of her own. One night on her subway ride home, Rhea's thoughts wander too far. She wakes on the Elsewhere Express, a magical train that offers its passengers a sense of purpose, peace and belonging. The journey is a chance for Rhea to reimagine her life, but only if she finds her compartment, before time runs out. Once aboard, Rhea meets an intriguing artist named Q, and together they race through to find their place on the train, through a boarding car carpeted in meadow grass and along a dining carriage where passengers picnic on lily pads. But a mysterious stowaway has boarded with them, and with it a dark, malignant magic that threatens to destroy the train. The closer Rhea comes to uncovering the stowaway's identity, the nearer she draws to the ultimate question: what is her life's true purpose, and is it a destination that Elsewhere Express can take her to?" And it's got a little ticket there that says Edmonds 1, but I didn't realise it was that pretty underneath. That is a gorgeous. The thing is, the cover's gorgeous as well, so like I want to keep the cover on, but also, yeah, I feel like that's just going to be a very nice book to read, and I do want to get into fantasy more this year, so I feel like that could help me get into fantasy a little bit more. But it's laid out very nicely, like that's the start of it there. It's just, yeah, it just really, I don't know, something about it just made me want to pick it up, so I picked it up, and yeah, I feel like it might be a really nice book to read, so I'm very excited about that. And then the next one wasn't really a book, it's a colouring book. Picked up that because we're getting a lot of the Coco Wire books that obviously a lot of people have, but we're getting a lot of them in the shop at the moment, so obviously I picked up this one. And then I had to stop myself from getting, I don't know if you can see on the back there, but we've got this blue one in the shop, we've got the green one, I don't think we've got the pink one, but I think we did. No, we might have just got the pink one in, I'm not sure. Anyways, I've been wanting this one for a while because I kept seeing people's like inspirations on things they did in it, and yeah, I just wanted to be that girly. I won't have any inspiration, I'll probably colour them really, really badly, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, that is my update that I've got for today. I'm probably not going to update for the rest of the night. I'm going to start my book that I mentioned about yesterday, What Lies Buried, by Kerry Danes. I'm going to start that later on tonight. Probably won't get too far through because I'm going to start it like a bit later on. It's like currently 20 to 7 and I'm still yet to eat my tea, so yeah, probably won't be reading loads, but I am off tomorrow and Thursday, so I'll probably hopefully get a bit of reading done then, and I can actually update you when it's a bit lighter outside as well, instead of having to use a light. But yeah, I will see you tomorrow. So it's actually now Friday. I've not updated in a couple of days because, to be honest, I've not done that much reading, and I think that's why I'm going to enjoy doing the weekly reading vlogs, because yeah, there's just no pressure to read a certain amount of books. I did obviously start What Lies Buried. I'm now 104 pages in. It's very interesting so far. So Kerry Danes is actually a forensic psychologist. I don't think she's a forensic psychologist yet, but she's like a psychologist at the moment, and she's just talking us through the different cases she's had. So the first one we had a killer, I think it was. What was it? Yeah, a killer who thought that in his, like, he thought he was hearing voices in his head telling him to kill. So she worked with him a little bit, sort of tried to figure out in his mind if he actually was a bad person or if he wasn't. So he sort of got the help he needed. He was in prison, obviously. I think he might still be there, I'm not sure. But I think a few years after she'd had these conversations with him, she met up with him again in prison and spoke to him again and things like that. The second case was like about this man who kind of has small term amnesia, I think it was, and basically he's been stealing things from stores and not remembering them, or saying he's not remembering them. So she's been working with him. She said she liked those cases because it was well, it was just better than better than a killer. They were kind of her low-key cases, if that makes sense. And now we're on kind of, I think, a child one, a child like abuse situation one, which I don't think, well, obviously is triggering, but I don't think it's going to be too triggering because I think she writes it well and she tells the case that she was on very well as well. So there's currently 2 mums that are sort of like in the system, and it was around the time of like the baby pee and stuff as well, so social services were rife with people. So yeah, that's where we're up to. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot about the system, how some parts of the system work. I'm learning a lot about how someone like her would feel on cases like this and how they go about it, and you know, to go on these cases and then just go about your normal day-to-day life is crazy. But yeah, I'm enjoying what I've read so far, I'm not gonna lie. I think I said, I don't know if I've updated, but if I have, then it's a very quick read. I'm finding myself reading it very quickly, and I like that about non-fiction, is when you can read it quicker. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Other than reading, to be honest, I've not really been doing much. I've been watching a lot of Anne with an E. I've really enjoyed it. I just can't stop thinking about the book Anne of Green Gables, and Anne with an E is very, very similar, obviously, to the book. Like, and I'm glad that I've started watching it straight after finishing the book because I can remember in my mind. But there's some parts that are different as well. But I love the programme. I'm really enjoying it, and I think I just feel like if it's not going to be one of my favourite books of the year, it's definitely going to be one that I'll end up rereading because I loved it. I was very pleasantly surprised about that, so yeah, I'm happy. I might update later on. I'm going to probably read some more tonight because, like I said, I am enjoying it. Maybe get like I'm on chapter 3 at the moment, so maybe get to chapter 5 or something. But yeah, I like how we're learning about each case and it's told in detail rather than sort of like little bits here and there. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far, so if I don't update you tonight, then I will update you tomorrow. Hello, sorry about the close-up. It's the best I can do with the lighting. It's too light outside to turn a light on in here, but it's kind of too dark outside for there to be good lighting, if that makes sense. So we're kind of close to the camera, but it's fine. I just wanted to give an update on What Lies Buried. This video does actually come out today, so as I'm filming this, I'm yet to edit and upload the video, but that's okay. I haven't finished the book. I'm 202 pages through. That's what I really like, or I'm really gonna like about these reading vlogs, is the fact that I don't have to finish a book because I can literally just tell you about it in next week's reading vlog. So that completely takes away so much pressure, which I really like. But I'm really enjoying this so far. Like I've said, it's very informative, very descriptive. I'm learning a lot of things. I'm learning a lot of things about the English justice system from like years ago. Well, not even that long ago, to be honest. Like some of the laws didn't get introduced or changed till like 2018. So there's all these different things that have happened and each person has suffered differently for it because of the justice system. So it's been really interesting to learn about that. There's been a couple of cases that have really annoyed me and upset me in ways where I thought like, no, that's just not good for anyone. And I guess I went into this book with the feeling of, I was one of these people like, if you're a murderer, you're a murderer, like you should be punished life in prison, all that sort of stuff. But after reading this book, I'm kind of realising that some people, not everyone, but some people do have a different type of motive behind it, and that's what Kerry Danes' job, I guess, ultimately is to do, is to find out if they are psychologically fit or not, if they had a hidden agenda behind it, and get to the bottom of why people commit certain crimes. But yeah, anyway, so I'll probably talk about that more in next week's video when I've actually finished it, but I'm hoping to finish it in the next couple of days. The only other book apart from Anne of Green Gables that I finished in today's video that I didn't talk about was The Haunting on West 10th Street by Helen Pfeiffer. So I actually listened to this as an audiobook. I really enjoyed it. I did rate it 3 stars. It was quite short. It's the first in a trilogy, I believe, the Detective Maria Miller trilogy, or I don't know if there's going to be more, there might be. So it was nice because I have read the 3rd one. So it was nice to read the first one and get to know Maria Miller a bit more and get to know where she came from and know how she came to be on the supernatural side of cases, because she does supernatural. So it was nice to sort of see how that all went about and how she came out on these cases and things. So I did enjoy it in that aspect. It was just a little bit short. I would have liked more. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Helen Pfeiffer's always good to read because it's very easy to read or listen to in this instant. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And then obviously we read Anne of Green Gables, which I'm still thinking about, and that was an easy 5-star read. I won't be rating What Lies Buried anyway, but I'll talk about it in my next video. What I do want to show you quickly before I go is my reading journal. So I'm going to flip the camera around and then show you what my reading journal looks like so far. There we go, it's focusing a bit easier now. So yeah, that is all that I've read so far this year. Obviously I'll add on What Lies Buried when I finish that. So that is what I've read so far. So I've got book title, author and rating. And then this is just a thing of daily reading tracker. So I'll put it purple when I finished a book, green when I read a book that day, and red when I didn't read. So it's not looking, we've only got one read, so I've only not read, no, I've not read 2 days in January because I've not updated it yet, but that's still good, I think. And then we've got my A to Z challenge. As we can see, I've got Anne of Green Gables on there. Charlotte says I finished at the very end of last year, so I've put it on. I forgot that it was on my A to Z challenge, I've ticked it anyways. But yeah, they are the rest of them on my A to Z challenge. And then we've got TBR table. So I put my physical TBR in the wrong box at first. So basically every month I'm just gonna fill this out, and hopefully it means I can get my TBR down a little bit. Then we've got our January review. So Anne of Green Gables I've ticked. I can tick What Lies Buried soon. And then these two are the ones that I'm going to focus on in next week's video, on trying to get these two finished so that I can complete this whole set. And then with my reviews, I don't write a lot, to be honest. This is literally, it's going to stop focusing, but this is literally how it looks. So I put on the title, the author, star rating, the dates I read it, and then just a little bit about it. So that is how it's looking so far. Yeah, so that's what it's looking like so far. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing this weekly vlog. Like I keep saying, it's taken so much pressure off me, and I feel like I'm just going to enjoy it so much more, and I can actually talk about books a bit more because I'm taking in the information that I'm reading rather than just trying to read it quickly so I can get it out in a video. But yeah, thank you very much if you watched until the end. Hopefully you like what my new style of videos are gonna be, and yeah, I hope to see you in my next one next Sunday. So thank you, bye.